A Teacher's Sacrifice, the story of Mrs. Lin. In a small village in Malaysia, nestled among lush green hills, lived a dedicated teacher named Mrs. Lin. She taught at the local primary school, which was the only educational institution for miles around. The village was modest, and many families struggled to make ends meet. However, the community shared a strong bond, and Mrs. Lin was at the heart of it, known for her unwavering dedication to her students. One year, the village experienced a particularly harsh monsoon season. Torrential rains flooded the area, destroying homes and washing away roads. The school was no exception. The classrooms were damaged, and many children were unable to attend due to the hazardous conditions. Determined not to let the children's education suffer, Mrs. Lin took matters into her own hands. She organized makeshift classes in her own home, clearing out her living room and setting up desks and chairs salvaged from the school. Despite the limited space and resources, she created a warm and welcoming learning environment. Mrs. Lin even used her own savings to purchase books and supplies, ensuring that each child had the materials they needed. Every morning, Mrs. Lin would walk through the muddy, waterlogged streets to pick up students who couldn't make it to her home on their own. She would wade through knee-deep water, carrying the youngest children on her back, one by one, ensuring their safety and education. Her dedication did not go unnoticed. Inspired by her selflessness, villagers began to repair the damaged school with whatever materials they could find. They worked together, motivated by Mrs. Lin's example, to rebuild the classrooms and restore a sense of normalcy. Mrs. Lin's tireless efforts not only kept the children's education on track, but also strengthened the community's spirit. The children thrived under her care, and the school soon reopened, better than before, thanks to the collective effort of the villagers. Years later, many of Mrs. Lin's students went on to achieve great success, crediting their beloved teacher for her unwavering support and the sacrifices she made. They returned to the village, bringing with them new skills and knowledge, determined to give back to the community that had nurtured them. Mrs. Lin's story is a testament to the profound impact a dedicated teacher can have, not just on their students' education, but on the entire community. Her sacrifice and commitment continue to inspire, a shining example of how one person's selflessness can bring about lasting change.